So for my next question, I wanted to ask, I see in your chart that you've been taking Prozac. How's that been going?
Well, I don't know. I don't notice a big difference, honestly, with it, but it could be because I forget to take it a decent amount, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So it could be the medication not really working. It could be me forgetting to take it. Kind of unclear, but I haven't noticed a big difference.
Okay. Well, you did receive some like psychoeducation therapy on it.
Mm-hmm.
It really works a lot better when it's taken consistently, and it
Mm-hmm.
can be kind of hard to tell. You can stop me if this has already been explained to you, but it takes usually about 30 days
Mm-hmm.
to start feeling the effects. Would you say that you've gone 30 days since receiving the prescription, taking it?
Consistently, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something we can talk about, and maybe I can get in touch with your psychiatrist about another medication that wouldn't be like a daily or something. But that's something you and your psychologist could maybe figure out. I'll try and help. I also see that you had made this comment to the group that was helping you get on medication that in the notes it says that you mentioned just having to get up the next day and why bother trying anymore. Can you please tell me more about that and where that's kind of coming from, do you think?
I don't know. I guess I just stopped trying because it feels like nothing was really working. It wasn't really worth the effort.
I'm sorry to hear about that. That could be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know the main reason that you guys, both you and your husband Steve, have started coming to the practice is because, you guys want to work through some of these marital problems, and I know that the therapist you've been seeing for your marital problems has been helping, and we've been talking back and forth a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you and I are working on your depression, I know that this question here kind of involves your husband Steve, but I saw in the notes that from what you've both been saying, it seems like neither you or your husband think that the depression is impacting the relationship. It just the issues you both claim to be having, you don't think that, as I'm understanding, that that's impacting what I'm trying to say is the relationship between you and your husband.
What's impacting it? I'm sorry?
How you and I have been working on your depressive symptoms.
Oh, sure.
Your marriage counselor told me that neither of you think that the depression has been affecting the relationship.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's something I'm dealing with, and we're dealing with our own stuff, obviously, but I don't think that my depression is getting in the way of us.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I think they're two separate problems.
Okay. Well, and that's why I'm glad that you decided to also seek individual counseling, because I think it's important to separate those issues, and we don't want your marriage counselor to become biased to either of you in any way. So yeah, just thanks for respecting our code there. So I also saw in a social assessment it was stated that others have been observing you as tearful. Can you tell me more about that?
It's probably just I don't know who took it, but it could be my friends. I feel like I've had more like emotional outbursts, or I don't know if you want to call it like a meltdown, or I've had more times with them that I'm kind of crying and like I guess feeling a little lost, and I've been leaning on them a little bit more, so I'm wondering if maybe that's what they're referring to. I don't usually cry around my husband, but I feel like with my friends sometimes I let it out a little bit more.
Okay, so you think that like that's kind of where these comments might be coming from, is that you've just been presenting a little bit more emotional lately?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who took it, but that could be.
Yeah, well then, those would all be from any assessments that you and your husband would have done, so that would have been something he observed. Or maybe people related to you guys or your friends might have made that comment to him during the initial take.
That could be.
So we've talked about your relationship and your social circle a little bit, but in your own words, where do you think that this depression's coming from?
I guess just that feeling of like helplessness, like I was telling you earlier, that it feels like there's not really a point to things. Like even if I try my best or get done all the things on the checklist for the day, or try to open up to Steve or whatever it is that I'm doing, I feel like in the end none of it makes a huge difference, and it just feels like I can't do anything, like I'm out of control.
Out of control. What's that like?
It just feels helpless.
So just this helpless feeling of lack of control. That can be very normal. I have a lot of clients talk about feeling this way, and it can be independent of other relationships, and I think that's why we're looking at your depression, because based on some of the conversations you've been having with me and your counselor, I just think that you and I can get hopefully to the root of this issue. We could do that today and maybe in future sessions, but could you I'm hearing that you're feeling helpless these days. Can you please do me a favor? It might feel kind of weird.
Okay.
Can you please close your eyes for me? We'll do an exercise.
Okay.
So I want you to describe to me, while you're contemplating, what life would look like if, overnight these feelings of helplessness just went away completely. What would that, next day look like?
I guess I just feel in control, so getting up and, going to work and having everything there manageable and under control, and meeting deadlines, and coming home and me and Steve getting along and having fun together, and being able to catch up with my friends, and I guess just being able to meet all of the needs around me and myself without feeling overwhelmed.
Okay. I want you to open your eyes.